Hello, this is Beardy from Jinx Sphinx Gaming. Today I am playing Dark Souls 3. Just making a new character to start with. I've already gone through and set up some stuff, so you don't have to spend a half hour watching me go through and adjust sliders. So this is Greg. He's going to be a deprived. I love the deprived. I feel like I have a little bit more options with the customization on the skills. I don't think it really makes a difference which class you choose. It ends up all being the same 50 or 60 levels in, but I like the starting for this. It's all at 10. It's nice and even and it's pleasing. And then for the burial gift, we're going to go with the life ring, because that little extra bump in the health to start with, it's always helpful. Well, the other reason for the deprived, I've been playing the Souls game since Demon Souls, and it just feels like tradition to start with the deprived. Because if you're going to play Dark Souls and things are going to be hard, just accept it. Accept it's going to kick your butt across the screen many times. Alright, well, we do want to start with this character. But yeah, this is going to be the story of Greg. Gregarious Greg. Great Greg. I don't know about gay Greg, but Greg. Spooky graveyard and bells. Now, a question that I've always had for Dark Souls 3 in the beginning of this. You just kind of rise out of this grave, which kind of makes it seem like you've been in there a while and you've been dead for a while. And my question for this has always been the same. Is this the first time that you've woken up? I mean, it makes sense that it would be. If it's not the first time that you've woken up, what the f have you been doing up until now? Oh. Yes. You guys are fun? Fine. These first few guys, in standard Dark Souls tradition, they start out with a couple easy things. Not too hard. Just a... Ooh, Ashen Flask. I wonder what that could possibly do. And around we go. Ouch. That's great. And... Crossbow Boy! Goodbye, Crossbow Boy. Let's see, I've always wanted him to drop his crossbow, but he never does. Inconsiderate prick. I could really use that. I am literally in, like, this isn't even proper underwear. I have tattered rags. Or a loincloth. Alright. Bonfire. Now I have a nice, safe place we can just go kind of hang out with. And we cannot do anything at the Cemetery of Ash. Alrighty, so, let's see if we can't get through this on the first try. We usually go that way. Big beastie in there usually ends up kicking my butt once or twice. Ah, made it. But we'll get to him in a moment. First... And crossbow. Enjoy. Ooh, fading souls. Aren't they great? So tasty. This poor guy. Now, see, I love your armor. I really do. It looks fantastic. Just really nice. You got the whole face thing going on. It looks really nice and runic. But let's go ahead and remove that sword. Get that out of there. Yep. Honestly, I would think he would be overjoyed to have somebody pulling that sword out of his chest. But no. He just very rudely... Ooh. This is not going well. Yes. Yeah, see, there we go. This happens every time I jump back into a game I haven't played for a while. I forget which one is the dodge. Sad day. Sad day. Well, we'll go for take 2. We'll see how this one goes. Oh, yes. Back in the cemetery of Ash. Alrighty. And nope. Oh yeah, I don't need to jump up there. I already jumped up there. And down we go! Whee! Yeah, so for those of you who are interested, there is a simpler way to go about fighting him. It doesn't really matter who you start with, you're able to go through and do this, and you can still go through and pick the life ring for your gift, which honestly is my favorite choice. It has the longest usability out of the things. Some people will go through and choose a black firebomb to make it a bit easier, but you don't even need to do that. There are actually a few firebombs down here. Obviously, you got to deal with these guys. Just walk around, smack them. See, 5 firebombs. That's great. And we will go ahead and firebombs. Although, you know what? Before we go through and fight the big guy, we'll go back to the. Honestly, if you're gonna fight a boss, you may as well at least try and be at full health. You're gonna get your face stomped into the ground anyway, so may as well make him work for it. And down we go. Crossbow, and you missed. Now, because we didn't get it the first time, unfortunately we don't get the few seconds at the beginning to just wail on it. Which, honestly, makes me kind of sad, because I really enjoyed that part. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna take a few. And Greg, your life so far has been tough. It's been tough. The Master's Attire. Ooh, it's an upgrade from my tiny little my rags. You know what? We are just gonna get rid of you. I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. See, the shield does not block enough damage for it to really be all that important. But two-handing the weapon will actually go through and get us a little bit more damage. Not much, but... Oh, damn. That's just... There we go. When in fear or in doubt, run in circles, scream and shout. sense, but it actually refers to a viable strategy for a ridiculous number of games. I feel like I'm rolling too much. Yeah, see, I don't even have a roll with that. Right now, gotta roll to this back, but yeah, see that? I mean, when you go through and gets the big arm, he's a lot easier to fight when you are right up next to him. It's kind of weird. I had so little health for that. That makes me really happy. Well, see, that just goes to show that while you're fighting the bosses, even if things are not going your way to start with, you can turn it around. Usually. Although, let's be honest, it's Dark Souls. It is not super forgiving for most things, and it will rub your face in the dirt. But it gives you a sense of accomplishment once you actually manage to beat the bosses. Unlike many games that give you, they let you go through and switch back and forth between difficulties, make it more difficult, make it less difficult. Really, the one that comes to mind right now is God of War, which is a fantastic game. And depending on the difficulty setting you're playing it on, it can be a walk in the park, or it is frustratingly difficult. Oh, hi. Hi, how's it going?
Welcome to the bonfire, Unkindled One. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to this end. I am at thy side.
Oh, so you're gonna recruit me to get some souls for you, and you're not even gonna ask my name?
Very well.
That's not very
then
nice.
You
should ask my name. It's Greg, by the way. But I mean, I really would have appreciated you at least asking. Oh, so I'll also go through and talk about why I'm increasing certain stats. At the beginning of the game, obviously it's a lot easier to go through and increase stats. So, to start with, I usually end up increasing my strength to start with because everybody likes to hit a little bit harder. Now, it doesn't make a ton of difference. Depending on the weapon you want to go through and use, depending on the strategy you want to go through and use, is what you're going to want to do. There are certain weapons that have requirements, strength, dexterity, and whatnot. So, yeah. But I usually end up going with strength first and vitality. I'll be honest, I end up being a turtle with this. For now, though, I'm not actually going to level up anything.
May the flames
I am going to go buy something.
Weapon I've locked, and yet Ashen has a
have two things I want. I want the soul arrow, and I want the sorcerer's staff. Oh, actually, there's a white soapstone. Get it.
Ashen 1.
It's one of those things. It's great. The white soapstone allows you to join others in defeating bosses, or just having a little bit of company while you go through and do some PvP. Now, one of the other things that I like going through and doing, there is a guy up here. Whoop, I failed that. There's a guy up here. Well, not up here. He's on the other side of the building. But you can attack him from up here, and he can't attack you, which, I'm going to be honest, right now, he would raffle stomp my ass. And I don't want to get raffle stomps. But I do want his stuff. So, we're going to go up here. Oh, the other reason to go up here, there is the little bird. It's, Pickle D Plum. You can trade things with him. Most of it doesn't make a huge difference, but you do get some interesting things. Aha! Yeah. The trick to that is running up the tree and then jumping at the right point. I say trick because it is a pain in the rear. Oh, right, we need to... Oh... I just realized I didn't equip the spell before I came up here. So that's pretty great. It's pretty great. Well, we've got the Eustace shard at least. I always forget that that's up here, but it's useful. The other thing that's up here, the other reason I always come up here, is this. I'll be honest, this is the main reason. That right there. Covetous Serpent. This, I think it gives you 20% more souls. 20% more souly goodness. Everybody loves them souls. So delicious. Yeah, I should have done that a minute ago. Oh well. Now I have that attuned. So one of the other reasons that I like going through and getting the soul arrow is that in the beginning of the game it's a renewable ranged weapon. It doesn't cost you anything to go through and get. And it's pretty useful for a majority of the game. It doesn't do a ton of damage, obviously. It's just one of the beginning spells, but it's useful for going through and getting aggro on an enemy and then getting them to, well, just be your friend. Yeah, see, that time I got it like second try. That's great. I'll be honest, usually when I come up here, it takes like 5-10 minutes before I can get up here. It's really annoying. Ah, yes. And there is the Master. Now, I know I said, oh dear, I made a mistake. That is unfortunate. There's a reason I'm going up there. Because he'll raffle stomp me. I don't want to be raffle stomped by him. I don't. I really don't. But I do want his sword. Because his sword is great. For the beginning of the game, it is a fantastic weapon. Although... missed. It is a fantastic weapon for a decent portion of the game. It's got some good attack animations. It's got a shield breaking thing that is great for some enemies. The main advantage that it has is that it has a pretty high attack, and it does bleed. Bleed is fantastic. Some of my favorite weapons do bleed, because it builds up and then gives you burst damage once you get to once you fill it up. That burst damage, it's good and surprising. Man, I just keep jumping into the wrong spot. I probably would have gotten it. Nope. Yeah. Oh, way wrong spot. And yeah. Let's try this again. I'm thinking about it too much. Yeah, I'm thinking about it too much. Alright, so, you see this guy here? This is a giant. You can examine it now, it's not going to do anything. But the seed of a giant tree. So what that goes through and does, it's really useful. If somebody goes through and invades you and kills you, come back to that tree. It'll drop a seed. Once it drops that seed, you can use it to make the enemies in an area go after the invading phantom. It makes your life a little bit easier, I guess. Whether the enemies go after them or not, they still usually kill me. I'm not great at PvP. Probably because I'm a turtle. Oh, yeah, no. Alright, Greg. Come on, man. Come on. Let's look at something. Greg, 116 for your damage. And it's very pretty here. You know what I don't see anywhere around here? I don't see a quarry. I don't know where they got all the stone. That's a lot of stone. That is a lot of stone. That is a literal mountain of stone. All cut into nice, neat little blocks. But they don't have a quarry anywhere. Well, it is what it is. No quarry. And... Right. 4 tries. Nope. Oh! There we go. Alright, now this time, we're gonna try not to fall off. And, there you are. Hey, Mia. You know, he's gotta be so annoyed by this. He wants to kill me. He really does, but he has no way to get up here. He also doesn't have any ranged weapons. Which, honestly, I'm grateful for because if he did, the raffle stomping would commence. Oh, not that one. There we go. That blue juice. Gotta love that blue juice. Gotta love that blue juice. So the thought that I had earlier, my attack power for my right weapon, 1, is 116. If you two-hand it, it increases the damage a small amount. Not by much, but a small amount. It can also go through and give you slightly different attack animations. Well, different attack animations, not even slightly. Alright, Master. We are coming down. I'm yelling timber! I'm coming down, yeah! And there you go. Bye-bye, Master. You died so unfairly. Ah, yes. 11 and 16. Not currently strong enough to use it, but we're going to equip it anyway. Why? Well, because... Yay! More rags! Yay! We'll complete my raggedy ensemble with the Master's Manchettes. Manchettes. Yeah, I don't know what they are. Ooh, that hurt. They're real embarrassing and I died to them. I mean, not super embarrassing because I am using a weapon that I can't properly use, but still embarrassing. You're so dirty. Oh,
Ashen,
right.
Very well, then taken. Farewell, I've made a flip.
And we are gonna see if we can get a dagger, actually. I do have enough for it.
Ashen 1.
Alright. So it's a very good reason why we want the dagger. It's that skill, quick step. You will be able to see it in action. So we are going to replace you with that, and we're going to put you over here. Off to the high wall of Lothric we go. Ooh, Curseword Great Shield. That sounds exciting. There's another sword right there. There's another coiled sword right there. But you can't use it. Praise the sun indeed, sir. Praise the sun indeed. Yes, Lothric. What a wonderful place. Probably like 200 years ago. It probably was a nice place. I mean, they had this big old castle and everything. They got towns nearby. They got a church nearby. It seems like it would be a really nice place. Ah, yes, come here, doggy. Now, there's a thing with quick step. which is why I want this. The thing with Quickstep is that, it's useful. It gives you another option. Instead of rolling, you... Ow. Well, Greg's journey is not going too well for him. I should probably say my journey isn't going too well for me. Man, we really gotta... There's a bow over there, that's why I want it. Come on, doggy. Come on, doggy. That's a lot. You know, every now and again he'll drop that giant axe. And have it, but every now and again. Although at this point, there's no way I could use that axe. It does appear to have some pretty good damage per second, though. Ooh. And right there. Bottom of your spine. And... Oh, we killed each other at the same time. No. Huh. Take 3. Come on, friend. Hi, friend. Hi, friend. The decent thing about this little weapon is that it attacks quickly. Which means that there's a fair number of enemies that you can get into a sort of stumble. I don't know, I guess it has to do with their poise versus your poise. You are a distraction. Trying to let the tentacle monster out. Well, we don't like that sort of thing here. And a longbow and arrows. Yay! Longbow and arrows! Which, I'll be honest, I'm not really going to use. Now the end goal is that we are actually going to church. We're going to go to that church-looking building there. And sadly, we cannot take the easy route yet, as we have not opened the right doors. Okay. Yeah, 7 minutes. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. You know, you get the binoculars, and I don't think you ever use them. Like, they don't have any real use. I'd say they don't have any intrinsic value, but that value is like 500 souls, so that's... They have a little bit of intrinsic value. But they don't really add anything. Seriously, one of you, drop pants. I need pants. I'm literally wearing rags. This is not a way to live your life. I wonder, did you guys kill the dragon? It's kind of impressive if you did. That's another thing that's not explained. That dragon is dead. But it doesn't make sense that any of these schmucks killed him. Eh. That looked painful. Ooh, a longsword. That... Yeah, that is an improvement. Longsword is actually a pretty solid weapon. Sadly, it does not have the same attack speed as our previous. And soul departed, that's nice. Yep, you're actually going to ignore these guys. That's why you watch the door. Because sometimes they don't always roast. That's it. Bloodstains. They got 8 by the Mimic. It's actually got a really good weapon in there. Mess with it. We don't want to play with him either. But yeah. We will in a minute. But for now, we want to light the bonfire! Huh. That's kind of weird. There we go. See, I am always in the favor of the when in fear or in doubt, run, circle, scream, and shout. Hey, 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 buddy, hey, buddy, hey, buddy. I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I need to go the other way. Yeah, that's the way. Tried to backhand me to death. That's not good. See, we're not going to mess with the Mimic yet because... So there's a thing you can get from the Mimic. It's actually quite nice. But that's why we're not going to mess with the Mimic yet. Because we don't actually have to kill the Mimic to get the stuff. What do you think, Greggy boy? Are you strong enough to go forward? Yeah, we'll risk it. Do. I'm going down. There we go. Hi, buddy. We're not going to go down there yet. We will in a minute, but not yet. Okay. You don't want to play with you? Yay, ladder fight! Alright, this is another one of the instances in which we might have to deal with a big black squiddy man. I'll point him out. You see that guy right there? Yeah, that one. He's a dick. The one who stands up is the black squiddy man. Yes, we did it. We don't have to deal with the black squiddy man. I don't know what those things are called, and I hate them. So he will always run directly away from you. You can use this to your advantage by making him run into this right here. Light crossbow. That's nice. That's what we want. We want the undead hunter charms. We're gonna let that big guy, we're gonna let him go away. We might be able to take him, but I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. But I like clearing those guys out first. I got a spear. I can't use the spear. Of course I can't use the spear. Greg is just a wee lad. He's just a wee laddie. That's a terrible accent. We're not gonna go that way yet. There's good stuff. Not yet. What we want is a little bit farther down below. Broadsword is another good weapon choice. It is a straight upgrade from the longsword. It has a very similar attack pattern and whatnot. It's not any faster, unfortunately. I don't think it is. But it's a solid weapon. No, the reason we came down here is that chest right there. We want what is inside. Ooh, you'll see that every now and again. A little golden glow around yourself. You'll notice that my Eustace flask is just a little bit more full. But this is why we wanted to come. This is the first shield in the game so far that has 100% damage reduction. Which means now we can begin our process of tettling. We can be the tettliest tettled that ever did tettle. Alright, now we just have one big axe, dude. Well, not, we gotta solve the dog. I didn't want to fight you both at the same time. Say that was a little closer than I was thinking. All right, now we can go to that other place. Oh, you dropped something. Pants! I finally have pants! Ah. The day is looking up. I have pants, I have a sword, I have a shield, I am ready to take on the world. Still pretty dirty though. Ooh, we missed something. I think we're gonna get Greirat, and then we are gonna be done for a minute. Oh, hello, friend. Maybe we should drop your This guy's annoying. The people that throw things, you really just need to go in a bit of an arc, and then it'll usually miss. Because they throw it where you are, not where you will be.
No, but not please. I'm not asking. I'll be.
This
very
is
well.
Gringotts.
I do it.
He gives you a ring. He wants you to find his friend. He wants you to find Greta. Greta, where are you? Where have you gone? Alrighty. Well, this has been the first outing with Greg. I'm gonna stand in the sunlight and get a better look-see at him. Kind of better. He is covered in, really old blood. It's a good look for you, Greg. But this has been Greg's first outing. Yay! Well, that is going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more from Jinx Phoenix. Jinx Sphinx. Well, that's just ridiculous.